on with Hook Protocol, Jake Nyquist. We got both. I love Hook Protocol. All right, let's bring him on up. Let's talk about the platform. Hey.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Just to get my
I think we may have a little, yeah, there we go. All right, so thank you guys for coming on short notice here.
Yeah, we're sitting across from each other, so hopefully it won't echo.
There's only one way to find out. So let's just get started. Let's talk about what is Hook.
Yeah, so Hook's a kind of call option for NFT protocol. Basically, it works by allowing people to deposit their NFT into the protocol that lets you kind of set a specific price that you're willing to sell that NFT at a certain time in the future. And then when you deposit it, we mint you back like another NFT, which you can then sell for a premium right away. So the idea is basically if you're like a long-term holder of NFTs and you want to kind of earn some of these premiums on like a recurring basis to basically help earn money, you can do that. Or if you like buying NFTs and you don't have enough money to buy the whole thing, you can just buy these options instead and get kind of similar exposure. Yeah.
And Ronan, I'm going to ask you, so I don't really have too much of a financial background. My full familiarity with options is how much money I've lost on them. Ronan, what's something that gets you really excited about options with NFTs as someone who is, doing that type of activity?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of like ERC20 options, we've mostly seen that in terms of hedging strategies, whether it just be like straddles, all these different strangles. We've seen dYdX recently launch Atlantic options and all these just basically different hedging strategies. I think it was like late 2020 when the whole GameStop stuff kicked off. And that was mostly our generation kind of aping into these deep out of the money calls in hopes of like whatever 100x gains, right? So I think I'll swing this to Reggie or Jake. What do you guys see being the main path to product market fit? Do you guys see it as like this kind of covered call strategy against your underlying, or do you guys think it's like more people looking to speculate? Personally, I tend to think that you're going to naturally get more speculators to start, but maybe longer term, you'd find, deeper product market fit with that hedging, but curious to get your guys' view on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. What we're focused on right now is trying to deliver like an awesome kind of user experience that makes it really easy for people who like maybe today are trading on OpenSea, trying to get like a really similar return as maybe you would ordinarily get like in the stock market with an option, and then kind of allow them to get even more capital efficiency there on, kind of a more speculative type of bet, a directional bet, let's say, using an option. I think, in the future, we could see like a little bit more in terms of, I don't know what the right way to put it, like kind of this ribbon-like covered call strategy, which, is essentially like a yield strategy. But in order for that to work, there's kind of like a lot of liquidity that's required. And, one of the well-known secrets of ribbon is essentially, you have these like, individual investors who are selling these options to institutions at like, pretty bad prices, which is why they're able to get the yield. And in order to make that possible, the institutions need to be able to hedge, which isn't like possible today inside NFTs. So we're kind of a little bit less focused on that use case in the short term.
Gotcha. Reggie, do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, sorry. I was just like really focused on the gameplay for a second.
Isn't that
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know how much
Yo,
you guys
that's my bad.
No,
That's my
Tired.
fault.
No, you got to keep ripping it. But Tired got 7th in the original season 1 of Internet Game. And
Oh, that's dope.
I got to assume he's going to get just...
Yeah, if I don't get top 7, it's kind of embarrassing. Let's be honest. Come on.
You just take the progress. You got to do it one step at a time. Like this year it's 6th. Next year it's 2nd, and if you're not the best within 3 years, I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not the best within one season, like I don't know what to say. Come on.
That's a winner's mentality. That's what.
Yeah. Wow. I'm putting my money on Tired. We got the Iron Mike here of Internet Game.
Yeah, but Renan, on your question, I guess we do kind of see it being that more like active OpenSea user at first, but I think that's where initial product market fit falls for us. But I think there's kind of multiple market segments that are going to kind of be important for us to hit and unlock, right? We do really want to, create like a incredibly user-friendly product that like enables someone who like might like a collection, but just like literally might not have enough capital to throw down on, let's say, a noun or like, I don't know, what some other Grail NFT and express that view in like a really easy way. So we see that being probably a big one too, but I don't know if that's going to be an immediate goal for ours.
So you guys are doing fractionalizing too?
No, well, there was the one party bid on the first punk option, but I don't know if we're gonna do fractionalization as like as kind of like main feature of our protocol. I think it's more like, we're 721s. We interact with like, is it Tessera or Tessera?
So we asked Brandon,
Tessera.
who was on earlier, and it was it was what?
Tessera.
Tessera, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, doing stuff with them, or like people using like using that as like a way to fractionalize an option or some other like fractionalization tool in the future is like super dope. But I don't know if that's us right now. We're like just super focused on like, can we just make like a very sick, very dope call option experience, and then what happens from there happens from there. But I think there's like a lot of work just to do that first bit.
100%.
You guys are doing calls only?
Yeah, calls only. We think it's like makes a lot of sense as like the lending markets are like kind of getting some size, and we think that's like can be seen as a form of a put option. So we think like this type of long asset is probably like the move for us right now.
I would actually like to just double click. Tired, unless you had another follow up there.
No, you're good.
Okay, awesome. Unbelievable that you're listening to this conversation and playing this kind of lights out game.
Well, I'm not doing very good, so.
Can we double click? Oh, sorry about that. Could we double click on what an options experience means to you? Because we've talked a little bit. I think some of the ideas you're flowing out, I don't know which ones you're ready to start unveiling now. But if anyone here wants to know in the future, you should go follow Hook Protocol on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about like a couple of things. We've already released kind of like a basic leaderboard product that was actually before our protocol actually came out, called Got Wrecked, and it basically showed kind of everyone's P&L in trading NFTs for the last year. So we, obviously are like really kind of optimistic about the, gamification component, I guess, of the protocol, and how we can like reward people who are really successful at using options to trade and actually make money in a way that we kind of already have with Got Wrecked. I think on top of that, we're also looking at a bunch of like practical use cases of options. So like, I can give you an example. Like yesterday, I was booking a flight to DevCon, and United like gave me the option to do Fairlock, which basically is like a 7-day option to buy a ticket. So if you think about like the NFT ticketing market, there's like very practical applications of an option, inside something like that, where maybe I want to like buy an option on a Super Bowl ticket, which I'll then use in case like my team is playing in the Super Bowl, or if in case I decide to take this flight, or whatever the case may be. Also, like we were talking a little bit about puts earlier, there's kind of like a big challenge inside the lending market today, where people are not able to, where like the interest expense of borrowing money from a protocol is like really high, like on your NFT. And you can combine that loan, that kind of put option loan, with a call option, where the premium from the call option that you write might cover the interest on the loan, which is kind of another example of an exciting possible combination of like real world utility.
Hey, Ronan, do you think it'd be early for some hot takes?
I do have one more question.
Okay.
So you guys talked about the challenge in the lending.
Literally.
Slightly early.
Okay.
You guys talked about the challenges in the lending market today with being puts. Can you guys just dive in a little more just for the viewers on how like the being kind of that borrow acts as like some sort of a put option, kind of like a pseudo put option?
Really, I mean, it's actually in many ways like it should be priced as a put option because it really is. So if you think about a put option, basically like gives you the right to sell your NFT at some time in the future for a specific amount of ETH. And what a loan looks like instead is you get a specific amount of ETH right now, and then you're required to repay that loan back, or you have in effect sold your NFT for that amount. So the differences between like so basically in that sense, like exercising your put option as a loan is the same as just like not repaying your NFT. Exercising your put option is the same as not repaying the loan that you have. And the kind of main difference, and certainly on the pricing side, which is like a challenge for the people underwriting these things, has much more to do with the fact that like in a put option, you would pay for that right at the beginning and then not receive the cash. Whereas in a loan, you receive the cash at the beginning and then pay the interest at the end. But in the case that you default, you actually don't get the interest. So it makes the pricing of what that interest rate should be like really convoluted, like from like a risk management perspective, which maybe we don't need to get into. But
maybe a little in depth for the crowd, but yes, follow.
It just like makes it weird because normally you would like expect to get this payment up front, and then you kind of like are like you have an amount of ETH and you're like earning some ETH on that, and then now you no longer have that expectation, or USDC or whatever the loans are denominated in. Sorry, so what was the second part of the question again?
No, that was it.
That was the same. Okay.
Yeah, I was just wanted to clear that up a little bit. But yeah, we've seen so much of this different stuff, like people trying to do like credit default swaps where you can actually like go long and short on the loan for all this whatever, right? But there's a ton of different stuff being built out. But yeah, I think we're ready for hot takes now.
Okay, this is my favorite part of the show. yeah, get the hands going. Tell me, what is your hottest crypto take right now? Another way to phrase this is, what is your least popular but highest conviction bet?
Maybe not highest conviction.
Okay, let's just go hot takes.
They're waiting for they're waiting for the other one to answer. We put you guys on the spot.
Yeah, man. I don't think this was disclosed, but Reggie can go first.
we can do a warm up. We can do a warm.
This is tough. I'm like, what can I say that doesn't result in me beefing with people in like 2 hours?
It depends how many people are on the stream right now.
We're about 35.
No, but then you also have to add the Twitter viewers and the Discord. I bet you were hovering around 40 to 50.
Perfect.
So we're no Farouk, but we're like halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, so I would say like one thing that Rich and I have been talking about kind of inside NFT finance, which may not be like hot enough to count as like crypto at large, is that we're like really not sure about a lot of these like kind of fractional use cases that are emerging. There's like a lot of challenges related to reconstitution that like seem to be completely unsolved, I guess, inside the space. And then what happens is all of these NFTs that you put in a fractional vault like end up kind of default locked, where like you can never like take them apart and then use them again, which I think has like really big challenges for projects who like want their whole collection, to be available and like owned by someone, because this is like essentially equivalent to the keys being lost. And then also is like really bad kind of on a value proposition side for the like holder of the fractions, because they may like be buying these fractions with the idea that they're getting like economic exposure, essentially to like some asset, but then in fact like are not getting economic exposure to it because they can never like practically sell it because there won't be liquidity, because there's no buyer that's like willing to underwrite the risk that the asset won't be reconstituted ever. And we're seeing that like on a lot of the, I guess, like old fractional vaults, especially ones that were like created from party bids, which are particularly challenged in this way, and a few other things like that.
Would you be open to defending that idea in the gladiator arena of ideas?
What is the gladiator arena of ideas?
It's the stream on my Twitter account. That's what that's the arena of ideas is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's no use case for fractionalization at all, but I definitely think that a lot of people are viewing this as like a be all end all for for like solving NFT finance, basically converting things into fungibles and then like using those fungible tokens to basically to plug into existing DeFi protocols, and it's not clear to me that that's working well. I think there's like this pseudo fractionalization, which basically relies on like NFT semi-fungibility, which is really what you see NFTX doing quite well, which is clearly like much more interesting. But I would like probably argue that that's like not really fractionalization in a way.
Okay, that'd be a really fun conversation. That'd be a really fun one. We'll throw.
Sure.
I've been told that's a corporate thing to say. Is that true? Put a pin in it.
We're not corporate, so I can't tell you. Well, you're the one wearing a suit, actually. So I think you're the ultimate source.
I put on my finest apparel for this one. Reggie, do you have any hot takes? Say again.
Oh no, you got it. You got it, Ronan.
Oh, I was just saying I like Jack's jacket.
It's good.
Jacket.
Dude, you swap it up, get like the Prada tie. You'll be looking super couture. Like,
I might even have some glasses I could throw onto this.
Wait, guys, it's actually a good run.
Oh. Jeez.
Wait, so when do we get to watch Reggie play this game? I thought that's why we came on here.
Yeah, dude, I like watch way too many videos on speed running. Like I played too many hours of like the hardest. What is the one called? The hardest game ever, the Flash game.
World's hardest game.
Yeah, world's hardest game. Yeah, I put too many hours into that.
Probably the best, like the most skill transferable game for this.
Yeah. I think my hot take, or the hot take I feel like I'd be willing to defend in what's it called?
The arena of ideas.
Yeah. I think there's a lot. I feel like I tweeted this before. There's like a lot of ETH indexer or like EVM indexing companies that are like kind of spawning up, but I just feel like most of the space is like pretty well served by like your Zora APIs, Alchemy NFT APIs, and stuff like that. If you only care about NFTs, and like setting up like an indexer to like follow like one contract address per protocol or like a small amount of contract addresses is like pretty easy. And I think like really good open source solutions are just going to pop up soon.
No,
like I don't know if whole companies, like being formed to exclusively index a chain, like kind of be like, let's say like a managed airflow. I'm being very technical. I know. I don't know if y'all are.
Yeah. We have to disclose here that like if Reggie were an investor, he would have to. He's talking his own book, and he's definitely about to open source our solution to this problem. So maybe that's why he's saying this.
I'll take any indexing SaaS company in the mega dome of ideas, only because I just spent 2 weeks doing it.
Okay, that's another. I could chop that up to a clip. We'll drop it on Twitter. Hopefully, we'll get someone who's willing to fight.
I could be misinformed, but isn't that a shark?
Wait, what?
The megalodome of ideas.
Megalodon.
No, I think he's saying the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Thunderdome.
There you go.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I'll clip that. And before we leave, are there any clips you think that that should be known about Hook Protocol? This is soundbite time.
Um,
I've got one. Hook protocol earn yield on your NFTs?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Missed it. Should have left it to Ronan.
Not financial advice.
Oh, it's not.
Not financial advice.
Is that not what? Is that not the appeal? Okay. All right.
But yeah,
I'll stick to art.
No, thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, we're
We're
Hook Protocol. We make capital efficient investment easy and simple and fun. Clip that.
Clipped it. Thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, later. I hope this affects LeBron's legacy in a positive way.
Just a kid, man. Just a kid.
All right.
Peace.